श्रीमान वेंकटनाथार्य कवितार्किक केसरी वेदांताचार्य वर्यो मे सन्निधित्तां सदा हृदि श्रीवासरंग परकाल मुनित्रयाप्त लक्ष्मात्मरक्षणतित्युगागमान्तम् आचार्य भक्ति परिपूतमर्कशीलं गोपालदेशिक मुनिं गुरुमाश्रयामः व्यासं वसिष्ठनप्तारं शक्तेः पौत्रमकल्मषं पराशरात्मजं वन्दे सुखतातं तपोनिधिं व्यासाय विष्णुरूपाय व्यासरूपाय विष्णवे नमो वै ब्रह्मनिधये वासिष्ठाय नमो नमः। यत्र योगेश्वरः कृष्णो यत्र पार्थो धनुर्धरः तत्र श्रीर्विजयो भूतिर्ध्रुवा नेतिर्मतिर्मम. So we are fortunate to enjoy first the recitation of Vishnu Sahasranama Stotram, and then the second most significant work part in Srimad Mahabharatam. One is Vishnu Sahasranamam, the other one is Srimad Bhagavad Gita. In that Bhagavad Gita we have been enjoying the inner essence, the meaning of the individual chapters, taking few slokas. So we finished 7 chapters and we touched upon briefly the 8th chapter, which is Akshara Brahma Yoga. We will just recapitulate the first 7 chapters and then go to the 8th chapter. Maybe take 50% of the 8th chapter today. So chapter 1 we had Arjuna's depression. Arjuna was forced into the Kurukshetra battle with his own cousins and grandfather and Acharya. When he saw them completely arrayed against him, a sudden splash of affection for them arose in his heart. He wished to avoid the war. He mistook that the battle is unjust, and threw away his bow. The bow fell down from his hand. He surrendered to Krishna Paramatma, who out of his infinite karunyam, daya, shaulabhyam, easy accessibility, and he opted to serve as the driver, as the chauffeur, as the charioteer for Arjuna. He sought from Krishna his advice as to what is the best way for me. He just said, he didn't ask whether I should fight or not. He asked, what's the best way for me now? Very often we are in the crossroads. What to do? Deluded at the junction, dilemma. Srimad Bhagavad Gita gives answers to all our queries and clarification. It completely clears our ambiguities. Then the second chapter came, path of correct knowledge, the Sankhya Yogam. Krishna advised that Arjuna's affection was misplaced, is misappropriate. It is at the wrong moment, the love, the affection, because you are confusing the body with the soul. He clarified that the body and the Atma are two different. You have to do your duty of a Kshatriya. The body was anyway going to perish, die soon or later. You don't worry about it. It is your duty as a Kshatriya to go ahead and do the fighting. You have been forced into the battle. Go ahead and fight. If you don't, you will go into the hell, Narakam. Because people will talk bad about you. People will say you became a coward. If you die in the battle, fighting, you will go to Swargam. If you win, you will conquer the enemies. So when done in the spirit, he advised him to fight as a dedication to the Lord, as an samarpanam, as a karma yoga. Karma yagam integrated with correct knowledge, 2nd chapter. 3rd chapter we saw karma yogam, path of action. From the womb to the grave, we are not used to acquiring knowledge. We cannot easily practice the jnana. We have to do action. We are ordained to do something as a householder, as a brahmachari, as a student, as an employee, as a father, as a husband. We are supposed to do what we are asked to do. We are familiar with action, whether voluntary or involuntary, like breathing, battling the eyelids, or voluntary activity, eating, sleeping. The path of action, karma, is the most suitable for everyone. Talking about karma, Krishna explains, karma means sacrifice. How humans and celestial are interdependent. When you perform yagam, when you perform sandhya vandanam, it goes to devas, the celestial body, who are also like us, the jivatmas, who have attained that position because of their punya. So they take your offering, they shower the benefits. So it is the ecosystem. Krishna emphasized how doing one's own varnashrama dharma in consonance with one's station, one's situation, one's birth, one stage in life, brahmacharya, grahastha, is of paramount importance. While doing karma, however, one should erase the thought of being the doer. I am the doer, remove that. Knowing that all actions are triggered by the three gunas, by the karma vasanas, by the punya papa karma associated with the body, we are doing. So, do it as an offering. This can be achieved only by the control of mind. 3rd chapter. 4th chapter he says, Jnana Karma Yogam, path of knowledge-oriented action. Krishna explains, at the beginning of the time, he taught this to Sun God and through him to subsequent generations. So for reviving that path, Krishna advises various practices like puja, worship, self-control, sacrifice, dhanam, visiting holy place, tirtha yatra. If these are done as a samarpanam to the Lord, as a dedication to the Lord, the everyday nitya karma anushthanam, the everyday duties of ours, they inculcate a certain discipline in us, leading to the path of correct knowledge. So, then comes the 5th chapter, Karma Sannyasa Yoga, path of renunciation of action. Renunciation of action. Krishna instructs the path of action done without attachment. It's not only easy to adopt, it's very easy to adopt. It also gives results. Pointed concentration, focus. The truth that all souls in all beings are the same will arise, will come into your mind, will be revealed to you. That when you do this karma yoga without attaching result to the action as a samarpanam, you will realize that all beings, the atmas, are the same, housed in their respective bodies. He says it is known as seeing the atma. Then comes 6th chapter, Dhyana Yoga, path of meditation. Krishna describes the method of concentration, choosing a quiet place, sitting with the body erect, single-minded attention, devotion, dedication, sincerity, commitment. One should practice dhyana together with appropriate dietary control, sleep regimen, not oversleep, not less sleep, deprived of sleep, or eat too much or eat nothing, not that way, moderate. Thus, by constant practice would lead to the perfection. Krishna calls such practitioner is a true yogi. Slowly he begins with after the first 6 chapter, gets into the Bhakti Yoga. The 7 to 12. The second 6 chapters describe about the Bhakti Yoga. Bhakti Yogam is uninterrupted contemplation of the Lord. That's in one simple word. Uninterrupted contemplation of the Lord. In the 7th chapter, he talks about Jnana Vijnana Yoga, path of precept and practice. Jnanam Vijnana Yoga. Krishna explains how he himself, the Lord, is the cause. The Lord is the Antaratma, the indweller. The Lord is the supporter. The Lord is the director of all beings, controller of all beings. So he is the Antaratma, He is the master, He is the cause, He is the director, He is the supporter of all being. And how incessant, never ceasing devotion, uninterrupted devotion on His infinite auspicious qualities, Kalyana Gunams. This is known as Bhakti Yoga. The incessant, uninterrupted devotion, contemplation of the Lord's Divyamangala Vigraham, infinite auspicious attributes, or it's called Kalyana Gunams. What are the Kalyana Gunams? Is Jnanam, the Lord's Balam, Aishwaryam, Viryam, Shakti, Tejas, Shaushilyam, Karunyam, Gambiryam, Madhuryam, Madhuram, Stairyam, Dhairyam. So these Kalyana Gunams, the thinking of that is the surest means of attaining Him. But due to constant identification with our body, only rare people, 1 in a billion, achieves this. Because all of us, invariably, including me, you, everyone, attach ourselves with the body. We say he is short, he is dark, he has got a limp, he is mute, he walks with one leg like this, crooked, he is dull, he is intelligent, he is white, he is a Chinese. So all these things attribute to the body. But we do that. He is a male, he is a female, he is an African, he is an Indian. No, there is no difference in being, Atma, and the indweller. So he lists there are 4 kinds of devotees: Arti, Artharthi, Jignasu, Jnani. Artharthi, the one who does not have any wealth but he wants wealth. Arti, the one who has lost wealth but he wants to regain the wealth that he had lost. Both of them want Aishwarya, the wealth, or the worldly benefits, whatever. The other category of people, devotees, is the one who wants to visualize the Atma, the Jivatma, the Sakshatka. He wants to see who is he, what is he, who am I. He knows that I am not the body, but he wants to know who am I. That's the Jivatma vision of the Atma. That's the second category of devotee. Third category is the one who goes beyond that. He says, who is the indweller in that Jivatma? Who is the one who has manifested everywhere? Who is the one who is supporting me? Who is the cause? Who is the supporter? Who is the controller? Who is the Lord? And I want only Him. I want to attain Him. Get rid of all this vicious birth cycle, death, everything. He explains how devotion to the Lord ensures moksha, while devotion to the Idara Devata, the Devatantaram, the other deities, leads to insignificant temporary relief. He explains. And then we went to the 8th chapter, which is what we are going to explain now. Arjuna, in the last chapter, he was mentioning about the few words about Brahma, Adhyatmam, Karmam, Adibhutam, Adidaivam, all these things. So, Arjuna asked, Kim tad Brahma kim Adhyatmam, Kim karma purushottama, Adibhutam cha kim proktam, Adidaivam kim uchyate, Adiyajna katham gotra, Dehesmin madhusudhana, Prayana kale cha katham, Nyeyasi niyatatmabihi. Here he asks questions. He is asking, how? Who is that? Tell me. Kimadbhutam, wo Madhusudana, slayer of Madhu, Supreme Person Vasudeva, please explain to me the essential characteristic of Brahma, Adhyatma, Karma, Adibhuta, Adidaiva. The term Adiyajna refers to whom? And is he the Adiyajna? How is he the Adiyajna? Why is he the Adiyajna? Who is that? How are you to be understood, to be comprehended, Krishna? How are you to be understood? By the three types of people, the categories of devotees, which we saw. The one who needs Aishwaryam, the one who is looking for the Jivatma vision, and the third one who wants only the Lord. Three categories of people. How they will know you at the time of their death. How are you to be known at the time of death for those three categories of people? So in the last two slokam in the 7th chapter, we had these words: Adi Daiva, Adi Yajna, Adi Atma, Adi Bhuta, and all these things. So here he explains, Krishna explains, who is that? Adhyatmam, Adya Brahmam, the one who is imperishable is Brahma. One who is immutable is Brahma. One who is the greatest is Brahma. There is none other than the Paramatma. He is Brahma. The one who makes us grow and one who grows is Brahma. And Adhyatmam, that means one's natural disposition which is attached to the Atma. So it refers to the subtle five elements that breed ignorance. So karma, here it relates to the one like karma, the karma which is described as the panchakala prakriya, whatever the karma, the nitya karma anushtana that we need to perform. All these things are talked about in this wonderful slokam. Then Adi Daivatam, it's not Adi Bhutam, which is the Panchabhutams, which give us the form, the taste, the smell, the touch, the sound, that distract the Jivatma from the true goal of moksha. It completely attracts and lures us into the sensory objects, into the sensual pleasures. That is Adibhutam. Adi Daivatam. It's not enough if the Jiva is weaned from these distractors. The Jiva should know the superiority of moksha samrajya, to develop a desire to attain the same. The Jivatma has got a discriminatory knowledge. The Jivatma should be able to discriminate what is temporary, what is permanent, what is alpam, what is immense bliss, anandam. Therefore, the glorious qualities of Lord should be contemplated so that we get to know the best. Vedanta Desika used to say, if you throw some golden particles on a grass, the animals will not take the gold. They will eat the grass. They don't know the value of gold. Whereas we get to see that, we will pick up only the gold, not the vegetables, not the grass, because we know the value of gold. Similarly, once the Jivatma, once the human being or us, once we get to know the wonderful blissful nature of the Lord and His wonderful qualities, His Divyamangala Vigraham is unparalleled, being the master of the entire universe, of all of us, that He is Paramakaruniko Bhagavan, compassion personified, Daya personified, Paramaдаyalu. He is like millions of fathers whom we have, millions of mothers whom we have in the physical world. He is million times that. It is He who performs upakaram right from the time we were dormant. During the pralayam we were dormant as a jivat. It is He who pitied on us and brought us out, gave us the shariram based on our karma, giving us opportunity, giving this birth and put us on this track. It is He who enacts and facilitates all these things. For an unknown, unintentional good deed done by us, Ajnata Suhritam they say, without our knowledge we would have committed some minutest good deed, because of which the Lord says, you be given an opportunity to go through this Vishnu Sahasranamam, Bhagavad Gita, get to know an Acharya, go to your Guru, perform Sharanagati, come out of it, reach me, enjoy me. So, that would facilitate us to know, so that we will aspire to reach him. That is Adi Daivatam, Adi Yajna. Krishna says, this term refers to me alone, because Arjuna asked in the second question, who is Adi Yajna? Tell me, are you the one who is referred to as Adi Yajna? Krishna said, this term refers to me alone. I am the one to be worshipped always. And he proceeds to explain how each karma, each yajna, each activity offered to other devata like Brahma, Deva, Indra, Agni, all these things will come to him only, as he is their Antaratma. So finally, when what is to be remembered at the end of the life for the three categories of devotees, and here he talks about Prayana Kale Jnaya. So in the fifth slokam he explains that Antakale chamameva smaran muktva kalevaram yaprayati samadbhavam yati nastyatra samshayaha. At the time of death, at the time of passing away, while leaving the body, he who departs with his final thoughts focused on me alone, Krishna says, if one thinks of me, attains my disposition accordingly, says Bhagavan. So remembering the Lord in one's final moments is applicable to all three types of devotees. Who are the three types of devotees? The one who is looking for Aishwaryam, the wealth, the one who is looking for the Jivatma, the vision of the self, the Atma Sakshatkaram, to realize the Jivatma, the self. And the third categories of people, those who do not want anything other than the Lord, the Moksha Samrajya, to get rid of any further birth and death. So at the time of death, in whatever way one thinks of Bhagavan, he attains a state similar to that. He does not become Bhagavan, nor does he get exactly the form he was contemplating on. You think of Krishna, Adaragita Charu Vamsanala Makutalambi Mayura Pinchamala Harinila Shila Vibhanga Nila Pradibhashantu Mama Antima Prayane. Vedanta Desika says in Gopala Vimsati, which is my favorite sloka. So in the lips there is a flute, on the head there is a peacock feather, the blue-hued cute Krishna. I would like to contemplate on that form at the end of my final journey. At my final journey, says Vedanta Desika. At that moment of death, sage Bharata, his mind was dwelling on the deer cub, which we saw last week, and then he became the deer. So this is what anyone who departs, whatever they think of, they become that, which is in the next sloka. Yam yam vapi smaran bhavam jajatyante kalevaram tam tame vaiti kaunteya sada tad bhava bhavitaha. Yam yam vapi, at the final moment, thinking of whichever entity a person breathes his last, he becomes like that entity. Only that will one remember while dying, in which one has all thing being engrossed. So yam yam vapi, the Lord explained, nothing can be achieved except by constant practice, and advises that one should develop the habit of always remembering Bhagavan. You cannot just like that think of Bhagavan at the final moment. You know the story of Ajamilan. Ajamilan, he had his final son named as Narayana, the last son. When he was in the deathbed, he called for his darling last kid. Narayana, I want to see you come. And he was playing in the sand, in the street. So he came rushing, and he passed away, the father, Ajamilan. And because he had done so much of papam in his whole life, the Yamaduta came to take him to hell. But Vishnu Duta said, hands off. He is our devotee, Vishnu's devotee. He called for the Lord's name, Narayana, at the final moment. So you cannot dare touch him. He didn't call Narayana as the Lord. He called his son. And that's enough. That's what the Lord wants. Because This guy has been calling his child throughout his life. Narayana, Narayana, eat, sleep, play, come, all these things. To his son. That is why Periyalvar says, do not name your child as Tinku, Pinku, Dali, like that. Call him Keshava, Madhava, Govinda. If you do that, the parents will never go to hell, or Periyalvar says. Because we keep uttering his names, the divine names. Even though we are not calling him, the Lord thinks that we are calling him. He ticks that he has called me 101 times. He has called me 85 times, like that. So, next slokam, he said, Tasmat sarveshu kaleshu mamanusmara yudhyacha mayyarpita mano buddhi mame vaishyasya samshayaha. Here he mentioned that Tasmat sarveshu kaleshu mam anusmara. Therefore, at all times think only of me. Also perform action. That what you are destined to do, Arjuna, like fighting in the battlefield, like doing a householder, grihastha, or doing whatever the student are studying, or teaching, or working in an office, whatever that is destined for our duties, daily duties, and the stage, the ashrama, brahmacharya, grihastha, vanaprastha, sannyasa ashrama. So with your mind fixed on me, with firm faith, unconditional, unflinching faith, Mahavishwasam, that I alone bestow the result. If you go about your duties thus, with absolutely, you will attain me as per your wish. There is no doubt, no samshayam, no doubt. He says, Sarveshu Kaleshu. The idea that one should think of him every day till one leaves the body. Then only we will be able to think of him at the final moment. Otherwise, one final moment, it will not just come in me that I will call Narayana at the final moment. Now I will enjoy. Mukur Lakshmi Narasimhacharya used to say, after listening to Ajamilan's story, one guy named the last baby as Narayana. He wanted to call him as Narayana in the final moment. He was completely speechless, unconscious, sometimes opens his eyes, he is just going to pass away. His wife said, you wanted to call your last child, that's why you named him Narayana. See, he is standing here. Who is he? Tell his name. Come on, tell. Who is he? Who is he? He opened his eyes slowly because he was passing away. He opened his eyes and looked at his wife. Who is he? He saw her lips moving. He could not hear much. Who is he? That guy said, the one who was passing away. He looked at the baby. He said, he is my 5th child. He showed his finger, 5, 5th child. He didn't name. He never uttered his name. How will he get the Sadgati? Because that is destiny. If you had not uttered his name during the life, you would not be blessed to attain the name at the final moment. That's what he says here. Keep uttering his name. When you get up, say Hari Hari, Hari Hari, Hari Hari, Hari 7 times. When you step out, you say Keshava. When you eat, you say Govinda. When you go to bed, you just say Madhava. Enough, 4 times. If you have that as a practice, second nature. And then he says, Abhyasa yoga yuktena chetasa nanya kamina paramam purusham divyam yati partanu chittayan. Here he says, thorough practice, keep practicing. And meditation performed every day. 3 minutes, 5 minutes, dhyanam, sandhyavandanam, gayatri japam. The mind stays focused on Bhagavan without straying towards objects. When you do Gayatri Japam, you look at the phone, what is the message? You slightly scroll, what's the Netflix? You look at others who are talking some nonsense. The mind stays astray, goes everywhere. without straying into that object, bring back the mind. With such a mind, by meditating on me, the Supreme Person, in the manner to be prescribed, one reaches me. This is to say, bestowed with great riches and lordship. He attains a state like me, says Bhagavan. He attains a state like me. Bhagavan says, Paramam Purusham Yati. He gets the great wealth, Aishwarya. He gets the rulership, the lordship, like the Supreme Lord himself. Salokyam, Sarupyam, Samipyam, Sayujyam. Reaching the Lord means becoming like him. Complete Peranandam. It's like Vedanta Desika used to say, that when you become the Yuvaraja, the prince, the Lord, the darling son of the king in Sri Vaikunta, the king and the prince enjoy the same royal comforts. In fact, the prince does not have a responsibility. The king has responsibility. The Lord has to create, he has to take care of the world, the Jivatmas, grant moksham. But we enjoy, but we don't have those responsibility also. No responsibility but enjoyment. What else do we need? So here he says, you become like me. Did not the royal sage Bharata get the form of a deer because his mind was engrossed with the deer? Like that, attain the same form when you think of him. Then he says, Kavim Purana Manusha Sitaram Anoraniyam Samanuswaretyaham Sarvasya Dhataram Achintya Rupam Aditya Varnam Tamasa Parastate Prayana Kale Manasa Chalena Bhaktya Yukto Yoga Balena Chaiva Dhruvor Madhye Praname Veshya Samyak Satam Param Purusham Upaiti Divyam. Here he mentions so beautifully that the Supreme Person, the Lord, is Sarvajna, Sarveshwara, Sarvashaktan, omniscient, omnipresent, one without beginning, the ruler of everyone, the master. Sarva, so beautifully Krishna mentioned, Anoraniyan Mahato Mahiyan. He is smaller than the smallest atom and he is grander than the grandest thing that you can think of. He is subtler than the subtle Jivatma. He is the creator of all. He is different from every other entity. Even though he is the indweller, he is different from others. His auspicious, divine, non-material body is effulgent like the sun. See, the Narayana, the form, the Chaturbhujam, the Kiritam, the red lotus eyes, the blue-hued Trimeni, the lotus feet, the hands, the red, wonderful form. All these things are the form that he has taken for our enjoyment, for our dhyanam, for our contemplation, for our enjoyment in Sri Vaikuntham also, for our enjoyment in temples, for our enjoyment in Shaligrama, for our enjoyment in Ramakrishna Avataram. Everything he takes for our enjoyment as an antaratma in our heart. He takes a form as small as a small thumb. However, he is there manifested inside and outside of everything and everyone. That is Narayana. Naranam, Ayanam, Narayana. Naraha Ayanam, Narayana. So here, he is the one who is inside and outside of everything and everyone. He is housed in everything and he houses all of them in him. So, Antar Bahishchatat Sarva Vyapya Narayana Sthitaha. He is the one who is there inside and outside. Antar Bahir. So, that is his Swarupam. Divya Atma Swarupam. The Paramatma. Jivatma is Anu, the atomic particle. Smallest one which is there inside our body is as a Jnana Swarupi. Whereas Paramatma is there, is also a Jnana Swarupi, but he is there manifested in everything and in everyone. There is nothing in which he is not there. So he is the effulgent. He is the effulgence in the sun. He is the brightness of the moon. He is the intelligence of the intelligent. Krishna himself says in previous chapter. So one who meditates on him in the Swarupam or in the form, in the above terms, at the time of death, with the mind full of loving devotion, held firm through the strength of yoga, with prana firmly established between the eyebrows, dhyanam. So he gets the same form like him. So beautifully he mentions here, Yadaksharam Veda Vido Vadanti Vishanti Yadyatayo Vitaragaha Yadichanto Brahmacharyam Charanti Tatte Padam Sangrahena Pravakshe. And then so he mentions in these chapters, controlling all the organs of Sarvadvarani Samyamya Manohriti Niridyacha Murdhyadhayatmana Pranam Astito Yoga Dharanam. Here controlling all the organs, the five senses, organs of perception and action, which are the doorways of intelligence. Our five organs are the doorways of intelligence. We get our jnanam through the eyes, through the ear, through the talk, through the understanding, through listening, through touching. So withdrawing from their natural function of hearing, focusing the mind on me, resident inside the heart as the Antaratma, focus the five senses into me, who is residing in you as the Antaratma, completely meditating on me, constantly uttering the word. He says in the 13th sloka, Omityeka Aksharam Brahma Vyaharan Mamanusmaran Yaprayati Tyajan Deham Sayati Paramam Gatim. That syllable Om, utter the single syllable Pranavam, which connotes me, which refers to me. The Lord said, He is Pranavam, because A is Vishnu, Mahavishnu. Ma is the Manushya, the man, the being, the Jivatma. U is the relationship between the A and Ma, which is the Andal says, Unnodu Utromeyavam, Uvakke Namachaivam. Unnodu Uravel Namakingu Volika Voliyad. The relationship between me and you is not going to die. It's been there from time immemorial, will be there forever. I am your body, I am your shariram, I am your attribute. It's like the color of the apple, the red color of the apple, which is on the skin. You cannot distinguish, we cannot remove the color. You cannot remove that attribute. So, it's the attribute and the substance is inseparable. And it is only for him and nothing but him. And Narayana ne Namakke and all says. That is why here we should, that A, U, Ma is the Pranavam which refers to him and our eternal bonding relationship as servitude. Being is eternal servant, being is eternal devotee, being is darling son, being is property, Udamai is all referred to within that Pranava. And once you contemplate on that, you will attain him, says Krishna here. So we touched about 13 slokas today. I think enough said. Contemplate on this for a week. We will get back to the remaining slokas next week. Dhanyosmi. Kavitarkika Simhaya Kalyana Gunashaline Srimate Venkatesaya Vedanta Gurave Namaha. Sarvam Shri Krishnarpanamastu.